Hi everybody, my name is Jasminder here. As my friends like to call me Jazz. I'm a Senior Solutions Architect at Amazon Web Services, or AWS. My current role is a Senior Solutions Architect, which is just a Solutions Architect at Amazon Web Services, which basically means that I help customers solve their problems. And I work particularly in the space industry, so my industry is aerospace and satellite industries, which is where my customers sit. As for my career journey so far, I think I've been through so many different roles. I've worked at Hungry Jack's, I worked at Woolies, I worked at consulting, I worked at Accenture for 8 years before I came to Amazon Web Services. So over the course of my career so far, I've done many, many roles and learned many things across them. A typical day involves learning something new, generally in the field of technology, or it can be the field of whatever my customer is working on. Talking to customers and colleagues, on how we solve the next problem or some challenge that we're working on. I have the flexibility to work from home, so it allows me to focus. As you can see today, I'm working from home, but I can still do customer meetings if I need to, virtually. But I love meeting people in person because the conversations are so much richer, much faster in person. So I do that when I need to. This is going to surprise you. I did go to uni. I went to UTS. I studied engineering when I was UTS, and I never foresaw what my current role is as ever being an outcome. When I graduated, I knew of Amazon Web Services as a cloud computing company, and but I never thought that one day I'd be working for them, to be honest. And I was so focused on finishing university, to be honest, that during that time, I never really thought about what would my ideal role be like. I was just like, finish these subjects, pass these subjects, and then focus on the next semester. But I had great friends at that time who used to teach me about what they were working on and their part-time jobs. So I learned a lot from listening to others and having shared experiences with them. That was my university journey. I think the biggest point for me was to be part of something on such a global scale, and to be part of a team which is really global, and that to be able to solve problems which impact us globally. One of my most probably favorite customer stories is there's a company out of Queensland. Their core capability is to detect wildfires or bushfires from satellite imagery. So as you can imagine, in Australia, wildfires or bushfires is a big problem, but so it is in other parts of the world as well. We've heard of wildfires in Greece, we've heard of wildfires in California. So what XC does is that it takes satellite images and then uses machine learning to comb through those really, really large amounts of data. Because satellite images are quite large in size. They have to be broken down into smaller bits and then look through those to find smoke. And then when they do find smoke, then they send an alert or an alarm to whoever the frontline, person or the body is in that country or that jurisdiction. And they're able to do that all within the moment they detect smoke. Within 3 minutes, they let somebody know. So they're able to do that at very, very fast speed. So that's one of my favorite examples, which has a lot of social impact. And it's literally, a solution which saves lives. So I had a lot of fun helping build that a few years ago, and that's still running in many, many places now and expanding. I think for anybody listening, I always give the most relatable examples of AWS, or a cloud computing company, is Netflix. Netflix runs on AWS. AWS, as a cloud provider, provides infrastructure for others to run and build things on, and they're able to do that globally. So I'm sure all of us at some point have used Netflix or watched Netflix. Maybe we're watching Netflix today, later in the night. And so Netflix, you only use Netflix when you turn the TV on, when you're streaming it. And when you turn it off, essentially you're not using that service anymore. So what Netflix does is able to spin up resources when customers, and these resources can be, servers, storage, just streaming capability. It can do that only at a time when customers are watching it. So we know that a lot of people watch TV in the evening when they get home, and then so you can see that peak rising of resources being spun up, and then when people go to bed, that resources they die down. For any students listening out there, if you play Fortnite, which is a very popular game across youngins, Fortnite also runs on AWS, as well as other games from the same studios as well. So a lot of gaming platforms run. And again, you can imagine if you're a gamer, you only are using the resources of the game server when you're playing it. And then when you turn off your computer or turn off, the application, you're not using them anymore. So the gaming company can just turn on and turn off resources as it needs. So these are great examples of how AWS is helping builders globally build solutions. If you could build a solution in this part of the world, the same solution can run in another part of the world in the same way. I wouldn't say that I wanted to work in the space industry. One of my dearest colleagues, Maddie, who started working in the space industry in Australia, she invited me and she asked me, Jazz, I'm going to start learning about this industry and helping them. Do you want to come on this journey? And that's when really about 4.5 years ago that I said yes. And that's when my journey in the space industry began. So I think all of us will notice that we're putting more and more satellites into orbit. It's getting cheaper, it's getting easier. We see rocket launches all the time on TV. So an increase in satellites means an increase in data. So that data processing needs to occur on platforms like AWS, which can scale really, really globally. So that's something I'm really excited about as well. I know we need to support some of my customers who are building solutions for space debris. So there's a lot of debris in orbit right now, which needs to be cleaned up, or at least we need to know where it is. So we need to do some sort of like traffic management in space as well, so we don't run into these things. So that's an interesting area where some of my customers are building some very, very cool solutions. And finally, I'm very excited about just internet access. We've heard of internet, like now you can connect your mobile phone or your computer to a satellite and get internet access. So it doesn't matter where you are on the planet, you can be connected to the internet. And as more and more providers launch, the ability to connect anywhere in the world will become reality. So that's very cool, and that's something that we'll work with our customers to enable as well. Besides the whole, the huge, I think, like James Webb Telescope launching has just enabled, just general science to progress forward so much about the universe. But that's a whole different stream, which I see is very, very exciting because of the images that are the data that James Webb Telescope is able to capture. There's new discoveries which are coming already. But today, a lot of customers, a lot of people don't realize we use satellites in our daily lives every day. Satellites are used in farming, in agriculture, in mining, in banking, just for monitoring things as well, and monitoring so many industries as well, and shipping, in logistics, in surveying. So it's everyday life that we, use and connect satellites with. So I think as satellites continue to be of value to different industries, we're going to continue to see more and more solutions or more and more problems being solved using satellite data, which is what makes me really interested or excited about to look forward to. Maybe I'll give two answers here. I do believe that if you're passionate about the work doesn't feel like work. It feels like you're chasing a problem or your curiosity. Or it's like making Lego. I still love making Lego to this day because it always reminds me of, small things end up making really big complex things. Or you can take big things and can break them down into really simple things, which you can reuse into making other new big things. So, complexity is not something to be feared away from. So passion in that way, it definitely helps me drives me towards building new things or discovering, following my curiosity. On the other hand, I do also feel that you don't have to be passionate about your job. So passion can come and go. Goals can change over time. So it's okay to go after maybe a career or goals that you want to achieve as well. And then over time, passions can develop, or you can find that you're passionate about something, and they can come through different experiences and learning new skills. So I think through pursuing things that make you curious and excited, passion can also be found. Don't overthink some things. Like, take action and go do things, which get you closer to what you think your career path will be, or what you might want your career path to look like. And it's okay if you don't know. You can just go and try different things and talk to different people and try and figure out to have a better idea of what your career might look like. So don't think too much. Just go try and do different things so you have hands-on experience, because a lot of times the reality of doing something is very different from what I thought it was going to be like. I thought it was going to be fun, but it wasn't fun. And then something which I didn't think was going to be fun ended up being a lot of fun. So only by doing things did I realize what I liked and some things I didn't really like.